What is up, guys? Welcome on back. And going to do another mock draft here. I mean, we're kind of in the middle of the just back end right now of the combine. I'm watching some of it, and I just feel like there's a lot of players. I mean, moving up and down, and you know, this. It's funny how a lot of people think the combine it matters, but it doesn't. I disagree. I think it really gives you a perspective on how hard some of these guys worked, how hard they really want it, how athletic they are, because sometimes they get to these schools and they just can't really showcase themselves too much because the coaching or play calling or whatever it is. But I just like watching the draft as a really good perspective or solidifying someone who I had an idea on. So we'll kind of see how this transpires here. I'll do on this one. I'll do just a 1 round draft as me as the GM, like I always do, the GM in every single team seat on who I would select, not necessarily who I think is going to be picked there. But yeah, with that being said, let's go. All right, so the first pick, we're all grabbing Mendoza. I would grab him too. He's being mocked there. I would grab him there as well. All right, the Jets. I think teams like the Jets, the Dolphins, Tennessee, Cardinals, they're just literally in the business of grabbing the best player available. And the more I see this guy, the more I think he's really good. In fact, if I'm the Jets, I kind of maybe try to trade down out of this pick. But if I stay there, I'm grabbing Bailey. I think he's that good. I think he's a little bit above Bain. Well, it depends on what you want. Bain is more of a power guy. Bailey's more of just a pure pass rusher. But I love Bain here. I like Bain and Bailey over Reese for the Jets. But that is what it is. But yeah, I think that's a nice pick for the Jets. I think that they're in the business of picking players so you can plug and play. I like Alvaro Reese. The problem is Alvaro Reese his position is not an overly productive one because he's a kind of an outside linebacker / above average pass rusher. He's not an elite pass rusher. If you say he is, you're just not really watching. But he's a very good athlete. And I just don't think the Jets are in the business of grabbing those guys. If you're going to get a pass rusher, just grab the one that's a true pass rusher. Just grab him, in my opinion. All right, the Cardinals, tackle, guard, quarterback, receiver, corner. Again, I think they're in the business of grabbing the best players available. I think they're going to be grabbing a quarterback at some point. I don't know who their quarterback's going to be. It's hard for me to pick Tate here. Tate's a good pick for here, but I'm not in the business of grabbing a receiver and then grabbing quarterbacks. I prefer to grab my quarterback and then kind of get receivers that he likes to throw to. So that's kind of out the door for me that would be out the door for me as far as that goes. Yeah, this is a tough one for me. I don't think these guys are worth picking that high. I think you just grab kind of the best football player available. And if I'm them, I'm grabbing Bain. I know Reese would be a nice pick there because he's a very good football player. But I think every time I've seen Ruben Bain, he's been by far like a man among boys. He's been the best player on the field. I'm a Hurricanes fan, so I've watched him almost every game, and he's always every game has been a force, just every game. I think he's going to translate right into the NFL, plug and play. There's a new coach there. I mean, these kind of guys are great for a new coach. You can just plug them and play them. There's not something you have to worry about or worry about developing, and you can get your receivers later. This draft is stacked of receivers. Cardinal Tate's very good. I don't know if he's good enough to go in the top like even 10, but he's a very good player. He's got everything you need. So picking Tate there, I wouldn't have much of an issue with. I just think the Cardinals if they're in a rebuild, just go grab a fucking big dominant edge rusher and let's just move the fuck on. Tennessee, I think Tennessee's more in a spot to grab a player for a quarterback. They've got the quarterback. I'd grab Tate. The more I watch Cardinal Tate, the more I like him. I was a little bit lower on him than most people were for a while. But the more I see him, the more I really see the potential there, where he's tall, he's got longer arms, he's got some muscle on him. He's the real deal. I think Cardinal Tate to Tennessee gives their first pick last year, Ward, a really, really nice option there to throw the ball to. All right, Giants, wide receiver, guard, corner, tackle, linebacker. I'm not in the business of grabbing a receiver there. However, Reese is dropping, I'm grabbing Reese. I think Reese is a perfect fit. They've got good edge rushers. A linebacker there would be an absolutely perfect fit there. I do think Reese is going to drop when it's all said and done a little bit. I just don't think that... I don't think the Jets are a good fit for Reese. I just don't think I think the Jets need players who can do playmaking well. They need those kind of players. I think Bailey's a way better edge rusher. It's not even close. He's actually a pure edge rusher. Reese is not a pure edge rusher. He's a very, very good athlete playing outside linebacker is what he is. I mean, you can make him into whatever you want. But he's going to take some time to perfect because, getting off of blocks in the NFL is different than getting off blocks in college. And I don't think he had that many sacks in college, to be honest. So, but anyway, I mean, it's not that he won't do it. I just think that Reese is a little bit more of a project, and I think the Jets are in the business of picking players who are going to be able to come in and step in right away. All right, the Browns. Quarterback, tackle, guard, wide receiver, center. I don't know how much they're all in on the quarterback there. I just think they're, again, in the business of picking the best players. I know Sonny Styles is really moving up. I don't think he's a real option for them. I wouldn't pick Tyson there, even though I like his skill set. He's just got a history of injuries. I'm not a big fan of any of the tackles, to be blunt. They need a tackle and a guard. I would pick this guy here. Maybe Goa, whatever. I've seen him play a bunch of times. He's good, but I'm not seeing what they're talking about as far as how athletic he is and all that. When I see him, he's not that athletic. He's not. To me, he's not the best lineman on the Hurricanes, in my opinion. Now, he's very good. He's a big, strong guy, but he's not. I think he's overrated here. But as far as if they need a guard or a tackle, he's a great fit. They can put him in. I think he's right tackle / guard, in my opinion, but and not even in a zone blocking scheme. I think he's just north-south blocker. I don't see what everybody else is seeing. So, but it is what it is. But he's a great player. He's a big, strong dude. But you're just going to have to kind of just line him up and go forward and block the guy in front of him. That's kind of what, in my opinion, that's kind of what he is. All right, Washington Commanders. They kind of need a little bit of everything. They need a edge, receiver, tight end, linebacker, safety. Again, I think Washington has just picked the best player there. I think Caleb Downs is ridiculous. He's such a good football player. When you get Caleb Downs, he's kind of like my Malachi Starks of last year, where you draft him and you're just basically signing a veteran free agent. He's a smart football player. He's a plug and play guy. And he's the real deal. Caleb Downs is the real deal. All right, now, so this is kind of where things are going to change a little bit. In my opinion, if Kansas City wants Jeremiah Love, they're going to have to trade up. They're going to have to do something with Cleveland or Washington, because this is where I think this is the surprise of the draft. I called this with Bijan Robinson going to the Falcons. He was supposed to go somewhere else. I forget what it was. I think this is where Jeremiah Love goes. There's no reason for him not to go here. They're going to be, I guess, all in on the quarterback. The best thing to do is just to get a generational running back, really one of the best things to do while he develops. And they do have an older running back there, so I think Love would be a great fit there. They got some good young offensive linemen, and I just think it's a good fit. I think it's a really good fit. So if I'm the Saints, I'm grabbing Love. I'm not even holding on to the card. I'm running it right up there. He's a perfect fit for the Saints, in my opinion. All right, so the Chiefs miss out on Love, which I don't think they're going to get him. I think the Chiefs guy is someone that no one's talking about. Again, the Chiefs guy is Sadiq. I think they go grab Kenyon Sadiq. He just broke the record for fastest tight end of all time. I think he's a guy that can learn under Kelsey for a year or so and then play in packages with him. And he's a guy that Mahomes can really, really fucking shred the NFL with for 10, 15 years. I think that's a perfect fit, Kenyon Sadiq there. He makes their offense just significantly better. All right, the Bengals, edge, safety, corner, linebacker. Currently, we got for edges. I don't think there's a lot of good edges in this draft. In my opinion, there's just not. It's not worth grabbing Falk. To that high, to be honest with you. This guy's very good, but he's older. They got an edge last year. I don't know, if they need they need a defensive tackle, I don't think there's one worth taking up this high, to be blunt. They could use a safety. This guy's excellent. Yeah, I don't think there's much there for them, to be blunt. I think they need offensive line, too. I think they need just good offensive linemen, and I'm going for no. I mean, I know there's other things, but, you got to keep Burrow standing up. You got to keep Burrow standing up. You can't keep letting him get fucking smashed. All right, Dolphins are there. There's a lot of good players for him here, for the Dolphins here. Styles, believe it or not, is one of the teams I think would be a great fit for Miami. I don't know if I would go there. I don't know if I would get him there. I absolutely love Delane as a corner. I think he's excellent. I do think they're going to move on from Fitzpatrick, and I think they're going to need a safety. And in my opinion, this draft has probably 4 or 5 Pro Bowl safeties in it. This is a very, very deep safety draft. And I think this guy here is the real deal. Dylan Thieneman, I would grab him. He can cover the entire field. The more I see him, the more I learn about him. He's excellent. I think he ran like a 4.3 40. He's blazing fast. He's a hard working football player. He's very, very smart. He's exactly what the Dolphins. He fits, I think, what this coach wants in a football player. I think they're probably gonna. Don't be surprised if Miami goes in this direction, and I think he's a plug and play personally. Cowboys linebacker corner. Just Sonny Styles is the obvious pick for the Cowboys. He's just the obvious pick for them. Don't be surprised if someone jumps on him earlier, like Washington. The problem with Sonny Styles is he's a excellent athlete, but he's still learning the position. You can see it watching him play. You can see it. He looks not lost, but he's not overly aggressive. He's almost plays like a support role. Like when someone does something, he does something. He's a converted safety. I just think he's a little bit of a project, but I do think he has a potential to be like a top 5 linebacker in the league. So if you want to get potential, that's great. And he's a need. So I just think he's going to have to learn on the job, and the Cowboys, I think, can afford that a little bit, but we shall see. All right, the Rams, corner, tackle, tight end, receiver, center. I don't think they're going quarterback or anything like that. If I'm them, I'm just grabbing Delane. He's the best corner in the draft. As far as physically, the best pure corner of the draft is Chris Johnson out of San Diego State, but I'm blown away he's not moving up in the draft, but it is what it is. I could be wrong on him. The Ravens, edge, guard, defensive tackle. Now, they just put a bunch of money into Lamar Jackson. I'm grabbing Tyson here. It can't just be one guy show there. I'm grabbing Jordan Tyson. He's a really good deep red zone threat, which would be perfect for them. He's really good at high pointing the ball. Excellent athlete. If he stays healthy, he's the best receiver in this class. I don't even think it's all that close. I think he's excellent. All right, the Buccaneers, edge, linebacker, defensive tackle, guard. I don't think you reach too much here grabbing Aoni. I don't know his name, but they need a guard. There's like a handful of players in this draft where you just draft him and put him in and don't worry about him. He's one of them. He's a 10-year All-Pro. That's just what he is. He's going to be like a top 10 guard in the league when he comes in. The Jets. So we grabbed Bailey as an edge rusher for the Jets. This is a tough one. Quarterback, defensive tackle. They got 2 first-round picks. They've already gotten their edge rusher. Why not grab the quarterback? I would just grab Simpson. Why not? Why not grab him? Why not? I mean, there's other players you can get, but what if he works out? What's the worst thing that happens? You have a lifetime backup? I mean, what's the worst thing that happens if you grab him there? And I do understand that it's probably going high for him there. But if they need a quarterback, they've already got a receiver. They've already they can get a running back later. This is a very, very deep receiver draft. Like literally, in the second pick of the second round, they can grab a Casey Concepcion or someone like that who drops. The receivers are really good in this draft, so they're deep, I should say. But why not just grab Simpson? There's not many quarterbacks, and just give them a try. You got 2 first-round picks. Who cares? Like seriously, who cares? All right, Lions edge, tackle, guard. I would grab Messidor. I just think that he's older, but I think that the Lions need to win now, and I think he is literally one of the best edge rushers in the draft. He's just like 25 years old, so if they can get 5 good years out of him next to Hutchinson, that would be spectacular. And I do think that he's, ability-wise, he's right up there with these 2 guys. He's just underneath them. So I think you're getting a really good value here out of him. Minnesota. Corner, safety, center. There you go. I know. This is a reach, but in reality, this is the guy I'm grabbing for the Vikings. He's really good. He's got more potential, probably, than the guy I got for the Dolphins, just because he's just bigger. But I do think he's going to need some coaching, and I think going here with Brian Flores will be perfect. If he gets along with Brian Flores, it'd be a perfect spot for him because he can be developed there really, really well. And I think he's versatile enough to play in either 34 or 43. I think he can play in both defenses. All right, so we got some good players dropping for the Panthers. Edge, safety, corner, tackle, tight end. They need a tackle. This guy here is moving up in my draft right here. Freeling. I think he's a plug-and-play offensive lineman. In fact, don't be surprised if he's the first tackle taken. Don't be blown away. I'm calling it now. Don't be surprised if Freeling is the first tackle taken. I just think that this guy here has... I don't want to say his name so I don't fuck it up. He's got more, like, a higher ceiling. And Fano, he has to grow into his body. He's a little bit small. He's not overly physical. Like, if I'm the Bengals, I probably would change my pick to Freeling. I forgot about him earlier, so I'll probably switch them. Freeling and Fano, but Freeling is the real deal. Freeling is plug and play. All right, we got a linebacker. So there's Jamar McCoy right there. I mean, I think Dallas has gotten 2 starters out of this draft. It's falling right into place for him. So word is that the Steelers are keeping Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is coming back, so they're in the business of, I guess, trying to win now. So I'm going to be honest. If I'm them, I'm grabbing Lemon. I think he looks like a Pittsburgh Steeler and plays like one to me. He's Amon-Ra St. Brown 2.0. He's a little bit weird when you were interviewing him. He was just kind of blowing his head around, which was odd. He looked like Candace Owens there, but you put Lemon there with Aaron Rodgers. It's kind of a receiver he likes to throw to. So, between that, they got some good young receivers there too. So I think that'd be a nice fit. Hodges, guard, center, edge, defensive tackle, safety. I'm going Lee Hunter here. Lee Hunter, I'm overdrafting him here, but word is he's going to be the first defensive tackle taken in the draft, so I'm just going to put Lee Hunter there. Plus, I think they were at 34, which Lee Hunter's more of a nose tackle than he is anything. So, Lee Hunter to the Chargers, in my opinion, that's what I would take. The Eagles somehow need players. They just, they have the best player of the draft, dropped him every year, but they still need a player. So that tells me their GM and everything and their coach are completely overrated. But yeah, that's just me. But edge, tight end, guard, tackle, safety. I'd go Lemieux. I don't know if he's replacing. I'm assuming that their tackle, I forget his name now, it's going to be there another year. So he's going to be either replacing or developing there, which is fine. He's got a big upside, so I like him there. But he needs to put on about 20 more pounds, in my opinion. All right, the Browns, we grabbed a tackle. What do the Browns need? They don't need a tight end. Unless they're going to do a multiple tight end set. I'm grabbing Boston. He's a good. He's a big receiver. What's up? I guess. Hopefully, I remember to edit that. Sorry about that. Wife came in and had a question. So anyway, we were on the Bears. Bears need defensive tackle, safety edge, linebacker, offensive tackle. I'm grabbing Woods here. He can't drop any more than that. He's a good player. I just don't know if he's a star or anything. He's definitely a player that can come in and play well for a team like Chicago. I would have liked to have seen someone like Styles or something like that drop, who has potential but need to go to a team that they can grow onto, but he's just not gonna. That's not gonna happen. All right, Buffalo, wide receiver, edge, safety line. I think they need everything. I would grab Concepcion. You need to get Allen some help. He's a perfect player for them. I don't know how he'll play in cold weather, but I was screaming for Ladd McConkey a few years ago for them, but they just decided to go a different direction. All right, San Fran, wide receiver, edge, tackle. I think this guy here is a really good spot for them. They got Michael Williams last year. Falk is a guy who's got a lot of potential, but he can go to a team that he can kind of learn from and have good veterans and a great coach and develop there. So you might be able to play him day one. I don't know. From what I've seen, I don't know. But I think he has the potential to be good. Let's see if he is. He's got potential. I think he's a guy that's going to drop in the draft. All right, Houston Texans, offensive tackle, guard, defensive tackle, running back, linebacker. They need a running back? Excuse me. C.J. Allen, plug-and-play player. Let's make that ridiculous defense even better. Rams. So the Rams grabbed a corner before. Tackle, tight end. We're grabbing Proctor. Massive tackle. I don't know if he fits the Rams or not. He may not be their type of player, so that may never happen. But fit-wise, I like him a lot. I love his size. I don't know. I think he's going to be good. But this may never happen because, like I said, I'm not sure how much he fits there because I think they do more like a zone blocking scheme and shit like that. But anyway, the Broncos. Receiver, tight end, defensive tackle, linebacker, running back. I think would fit their kind of style. I don't think Banks would fit there. Cade McDonald might actually fit pretty well there. They need a wide. Yeah, I'm gonna go Omar Cooper. I think Omar Cooper is a Denver Bronco. And I think he's actually. Don't be surprised if he's like a top 3 receiver coming out of the draft. Don't be surprised if he's like production wise. Right off the rip. I think Omar Cooper is a very good football player. Like he's almost like I said, like a veteran. You're signing a veteran. He's a very good route runner. He's scrappy with the balls in the air. He fights for everything. He's awesome. All right, so we got the 2 Super Bowl teams here. We have the Patriots, edge, linebacker, tight end, safety, receiver. Danny and Edge, I'm going here. I'm going Zion Young, which I think he's actually going to go higher. I keep forgetting about him. I think he's going to go higher. I think he's a guy that's going to ascend in the draft and really move up. Seattle, corner, guard, edge. I just grabbed Davian Terrell. He's kind of plug and play. To be honest, I think Terrell's very good. He might be a slot. I don't remember where he would fit into, but just grab him a corner. Yeah, I think it's a good draft. I think these guys are all falling into really good spots for them, for what I would do. And yeah, the only one I would consider not doing is Ty Simpson, because I don't love him, but I do think he's like a game manager, and I think he's got some potential to be good. And if the Jets are that desperate for a quarterback, you may as well. I mean, unless they're going out and grabbing like a Kyler Murray or something like that. But who knows if they're going to get those guys? Let's just assume that let's say they go out and they get Kyler Murray. Why not just grab Simpson anyway? You know, I mean, running quarterbacks, they don't last. Sorry, I mean, very few of them do. So, yeah, I just think that'd be a good fit with David Bailey and Simpson. You get two rock steady players. I like the Dolphins pick. I think that guy's really, really. The more I watch him, the more I like him a lot. I think Jeremiah Love to the Saints makes absolute sense, and I think that if the Chiefs want him, they need to move up, and I don't think they need to. I think they're actually going to get a player that fits him better than Sadiq. And if Sadiq doesn't get picked by the Chiefs, I think he'll drop. I think he'll drop down to Philly or wherever. But I think Sadiq is a perfect fit for the Chiefs. Caleb Downs. They got a defensive coach. No, is Dan Quinn still there? I think Dan Quinn's still there. Perfect. I mean, he could play 43-34 defense. He's a plug-and-play guy. Carnell Tate's absolutely perfect in Tennessee. I think Ruben Bain can be a cornerstone for that defense. Bailey, he's going to be a 10-sack-a-year guy right off the rip. The lane to the Rams would make them really, really good. Sonny Styles, typical Cowboy pick. He's kind of a developmental player, but I do think he can be elite. I love Concepcion to the Bills. Yeah, I think it's worked out well. I think Omar Cooper Jr. to the Broncos is perfect. Peter Woods dropping to the Bears would be spectacular for them. Boston would be a nice big target for Sanders if they decide to go with him. Lemieux, the high ceiling tackle, plug and play tackle for the Panthers. Yeah, this is good. McNeil Warren, I think, is going to go about there. I mean, I don't think this draft's that unrealistic, to be honest. I think there'll be some surprises. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you later.